Hey everybody, what's going on? This is Matt. Today I want to talk about the concept of relying on routine, relying on discipline and consistency over motivation. And this is really important because, motivation is very cheap, especially when it comes to learning a language. And it's really just an emotion like anything else, you're not always happy, you're not always sad. You're kind of flowing in between all of these different ideas. And in the same sense, you're never going to always just be super motivated to learn a language or to learn grammar or new words. It's going to kind of ebb and flow. But what you can be a lot more consistent about is having discipline or having a routine. Or just a lot of consistency in your language learning process. And I know a lot of people probably don't want to hear this. It's just not like a super popular idea. It's just not like a popular title for a video, but it really does matter a lot, especially when language learning takes so much time to get fluent or very competent. You really want to have that discipline and that consistency be the source for your progress. So, if you have a certain amount of hours that you dedicate to language learning every day, every week, every month, whatever it is, that's kind of ensuring that you're going to be making progress over the long term. You're going to slowly be getting better, learning more words, learning the grammar better, getting better at listening, versus kind of relying on when you feel it when you're learning a language. And to be honest with you, if you're only relying on when it just feels good, when you have motivation, you might do language learning one day and then take a 4-day break. And that means that, internalizing a lot of these words and things might be even harder versus if you just had a routine, had discipline, and had that consistency in your language learning process. Because, it's so much of language learning is just forgetting. You're going to forget words all of the time, forget grammar rules, and it's just like this process of constant exposure, constant repetition of these words that slowly gets them into your long-term memory where you can just use them on command. Or same goes for grammar concepts and things like that. And if you're just relying on motivation, there's kind of like this big gap in time for you kind of getting that exposure in. And that might not necessarily be the best thing. And when you look at kind of how long it takes to get a routine or consistency or habit, and it usually takes about like 21 days, but it can vary. But that consistency and that routine is going to really help you a lot in the end of the day. If you have consistent progress in a language, that kind of helps you to helps fuel motivation in of itself, right? Because if you're doing the language every single day, you're improving your vocabulary, you're improving your listening skills or your speaking skills or whatever it is, that's going to help you to have more results. And if you're having more results, you're going to just feel really good about yourself. You're going to feel great that you're making all of this progress. And that's going to make you more motivated. And when you're seeing all this progress and you're seeing these results, you're probably going to have a lot more fun or have the ability to have a lot more fun consuming more compelling content, more interesting content, especially a lot quicker than others. And that's going to fuel motivation in of itself. So, if you're looking for motivation with language learning, think about it from like the discipline perspective, the consistency. That is almost like always there for you, where that's going to help you to kind of make that steady progress to get to the next level versus just this motivation that's very cheap and it's very fleeting. So, definitely consider setting a routine up, whether that's studying at the same time every single day or trying to at least, or dedicating a certain hour total every single day, every single week to language learning, or to get certain concepts down when you are trying to, get to the next level, whether that's grammar or whatever it is. If you're really having trouble setting a routine or getting that discipline, I think probably the biggest thing that you can do is set an hour count, set a time component that you're going to dedicate every single day or week. I would probably would recommend week over a daily goal, and really stick to that, right? Forget all the other goals for a second. If you're really struggling with that discipline, hit an hour count every single week, because that's going to ensure that you're steadily making progress. You're going to be building discipline in your language learning. And it's not going to be this entire, multi-month long process where language learning is just this grueling, arduous process that sucks. Discipline is just helping you to get to that consistency to ultimately help you to have a lot more fun in the language learning process. So, don't be intimidated by these words like discipline and routine. It's not like this drill sergeant kind of like idea. It doesn't have to be that. It's just helping you to get to those goals with language learning, because You really want to rely on discipline and consistency over motivation in the end of the day. So that's what I had to say. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.